Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 Early Edition.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to Black-Eyed Susan Day. We are off to the races for Preakness weekend. Thank you so much for waking up with us on this Friday. It is May 17th. I'm Megan Gilland. In just a few hours, the crowds, me included, will start packing into Pimlico for Black-Eyed Susan Day. This year is expected to be very different from last year's rainy race. We've got you covered with everything you need to know leading up to this year's 144th running of the Preakness Stakes. We have live team coverage for you from Pimlico here this morning. Look at our lovely ladies out there. We have Amy Aronson with our race day forecast. Amber Miller is giving us a sneak peek at all the fun happening out there on the track. We're going to get to our team coverage in just a minute. First, we want to help you get ready for the day as you walk out that door. We have traffic and weather together every 10 minutes. Candace Dole taking a look at that morning commute. Candace, I know you're going to be out there at Black-Eyed Susan Day. Let's start with meteorologist Jonathan Myers, though. And I know there was a chance of rain today. How's it looking?
And still there is going to be a chance of rain today. We're going to actually break that down for you right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the radar. And to start, it's quiet. So this is good. The bad news is, look at what's out to the west. Ooh, a lot of rain and thunderstorms there. Right now, the temperature's comfortable in the 50s to around 60 for sunrise at Old Hilltop. And taking a look here at the future scan, notice 7:30, 8 o'clock, there may be a little bout of showers that tries to come at us by the end of the morning commute. That breaks up. Then into this afternoon, there could, you see there, especially across Pennsylvania, could be a couple spotty storms. About a 30–40% chance of rain today, I'd say. But how about tomorrow for Preakness? We got Amy Aronson on the field. Of course, we've got me here in studio. We're going to have team coverage for you coming up in just moments. Candace.
All right, thanks so much, Jonathan. So certainly some extra heavy foot traffic around Pimlico today. But as far as the main lines right now, at least not much happening. 95, nice and calm. Southbound side, 395 down through Caton Avenue, leading up towards the Beltway. Speaking of the Beltway, no issues here at Route 40. Back over to you.
Thank you, Candace. It is 4:32. The running of the 144th Preakness Stakes is officially one day away. We have Amber Miller live from Pimlico Racecourse as the countdown to the second jewel of the Triple Crown begins here, of course, with Black-Eyed Susan Day. And Amber, you look absolutely beautiful out there.
Oh, thank you so much, Megan. I truly appreciate it. I looked at Elijah yesterday, and he looked so dapper, so nice, looked like he may have been a member of the royal family. I said, I can't come out here and look like chopped liver. So I got with my mom yesterday, got one of her signature hats. So this is my mom's hat, and I said, I'm going to show out on the Ultimate Girls Day Out, which is today, which is Black-Eyed Susan Day. Of course, tomorrow is the 144th running of the Preakness Stakes, but today is all about Black-Eyed Susan Day, and we're out here. We're going to see some beautiful clothes. We already know that. We're going to see some show-stopping hats, just like the one on my head this morning. Post time for Black-Eyed Susan Day, and Megan, I believe you and your family will be here 4:48. So mark that on your calendar. That is when post is for today's race, and there's plenty of things happening before post, after post, including an event hosted by our very own Candace Dole, which she does it every single year, and that is the Hooves and Heels Fashion Show. We're going to have some folks here this morning showing off some of their Black-Eyed Susan attire to wear during that fashion show. So we have so much happening today, and of course gearing up for tomorrow, the 144th running of the Preakness Stakes. It's going to be a great day, and so far the weather is good. Megan, this is like the first time in a couple years where I don't have an umbrella up over top of my hat to keep me dry. So I'm so happy about that. Good. You guys come on out and enjoy the day, and we'll have plenty to show you throughout the day. Going to go ahead and send it on back to you.
Amber, I wish I would have called your mom. She could have hooked me up with a hat. It is the perfect Preakness Black-Eyed Susan Day. Yes. All right, maybe I'll call her after the show today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amber. Well, excitement is building ahead of the races at Pimlico. Fans from out of town already here to take part. And that includes a group from New Zealand who traveled nearly 9,000 miles to get here. Those diehard fans include George Simon, who calls races for a horse track in that country.
We've followed the Kentucky Derby and the Triple Crown Series for many years back home, and the opportunity arose to come over here and to watch the Preakness on Saturday, watch the Belmont in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh, it is fun. Simon says that he has heard stories about the possibility the Preakness could eventually move to Laurel, and he thinks that would be a shame. Well, whether you are dressing up or heading out to the track or just hanging out at home, we want to see how you are celebrating Preakness weekend. Send in your pictures by opening up your Fox 45 News app and select Chime In from the Explore list. You can also go to our website, foxbaltimore.com/chime in. 4:35 and new this morning, we are learning the names of some of the victims that were killed in a house fire in Edgewood. The Harford County Sheriff's Office says 57-year-old Ernest Lee and 47-year-old Kimberly Shoup were two of the three people that were killed last week. The third victim has not yet been identified. The fire on Simons Court and Brookside Drive also injured three others. Officials say the victims were all renting rooms in that home. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. This morning, Chelsea Manning is once again waking up behind bars after refusing to testify before another grand jury. A federal judge found the former Army intelligence analyst in contempt yesterday, just a week after being released from the same jail where she spent 62 days. This stint behind bars could cost Manning. A judge ruled she'll be fined $500 per day after 30 days and $1,000 a day after 60 days. Happening now, a battle over water bills playing out at City Hall, and it could end with some big changes in the billing process. Elijah Westbrook live downtown this morning with more on what's next. Elijah.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning. Well, a meeting held here at City Hall yesterday had people fuming over inaccurate water bills. However, Mayor Jack Young unveiled a new bill that is expected to change and correct all of that. The bill is called the Water Accountability and Equity Act. We're told the bill would establish an income-based Water for All affordability program for low-income residents and create a fair process for customers who need to resolve billing issues. In fact, it was introduced by Mayor Young last December and co-sponsored by everyone on City Council. It's a bill many during yesterday's meeting are in support of after council members got an earful from impacted customers over the inaccuracies on their water bills.
I have a $5,000 water bill right now. And I'm going to tell you what, I refuse to give DPW any of my money because it's like I'm paying somebody to rob me.
Why isn't the system correct? Why is the computers correct?
Now, at this point, the bill will have to get voted on. If passed, we're told it'll not only cap water bills based on income, but also provide customers an opportunity to address incorrect water bills with the Office of Water Customer Advocacy and Appeals. As of this morning, City Council has taken no action on the measure. That's the very latest here at City Hall. I'm Elijah Westbrook, Fox 45 Early Edition.
Thank you, Elijah. It is not all running smoothly ahead of Preakness. Why there will be something noticeably missing from this year's race. Plus, we are looking ahead to your weekend forecast, of course. Meteorologist Jonathan Myers is tracking just how warm it'll feel. It is 4:38 now on this Friday morning. You're watching Fox 45 Early Edition.
Here we go. Time now about 4:40, and if you're headed out to Black Eyed Tuesday today, you may want to have some rain gear just in case. It doesn't look like a huge chance of rain, but there could be a shower this morning, maybe a thunderstorm this afternoon. Otherwise, partial sun. Look at that, 81 in Baltimore. Real nice. And if you're going to be driving up to Rising Sun for a commute this morning, temperatures starting in the 50s and 60s, ending near 80 at Westminster, and also down south towards Vernon Park, Odenton, and Laurel. So a nice warm day, but again, you'll want to have that rain gear handy. We'll take you all the way through Preakness team coverage with Amy Aronson in 10 minutes.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. And of course, keep in mind, we will start to see those road closures at 6 a.m. The ramp from the southbound side of the JFX onto the eastbound side of Northern Parkway will shut down. As for right now, not much going on in either direction here out along the JFX. Throughout the day, you can use Cold Spring. Back over to you.
Thank you, Candace. 4:41 and in your health alert. If you are trying to lose weight, eating processed foods might not help you. A U.S. government-led study finds that those on an ultra-processed diet ate about 500 more calories a day and gained about a pound over a 2-week period, while those eating mostly unprocessed food lost a pound. Trending now, apparently bed bugs have been a nuisance since the dinosaurs were around more than 100 million years ago. Researchers say bed bugs likely didn't bother the prehistoric creatures, though, because they feed on animals that have a home, like a bird's nest, an owl's burrow, or a human's bed. Well, coming up, have you seen these? The unusual fish decorations that are popping up all over one neighborhood. We're going to tell you who they're for and the meaning behind the unusual sights. Plus, another raid in Baltimore. Why the city inspector was targeting 2 city landfill drop-off centers.
And we're at the stables at Pimlico, dark and early this morning, where we are up to a dry start, but eventually some showers and some storms will show up. I'll explain exactly when that happens today and what to expect for Preakness tomorrow in a couple of minutes. You're watching Fox 45 Early Edition.
We're going to be hearing that a lot over the next few days. 4:45, the build up to the 144th running of the Preakness Stakes has been a little rocky this year, though. One noticeable part of Pimlico will be empty this weekend. Just a few weeks before the race, the Stronach Group announced it's closing about 7,000 seats in the Northern Grandstand, saying that the grandstand was unsafe because it just cannot support the weight anymore. The seats are some of the oldest parts of the track at more than a century old. This could also be one of the last years the Preakness is at Pimlico. The racetrack's owners want to move the race to Laurel. Beyond the Preakness, there are just 10 days of live racing at Pimlico. At Laurel Park, there are more than 100 days of live racing, and fans from the D.C. area are not surprised.
Well, if you see right now, you walk into Laurel at this time of day, there's a lot of people around, even before races start.
Well, as you've been following, we know the city is suing, trying to keep the Preakness here. Leaders in Baltimore say it would be a terrible blow to the city if the Preakness moves out, and fans agree.
You're right on the track, right here. That's why I love it. I love it. That's why, you know, Preakness is, that's why it's so great. That's why we always normally come.
I feel like you're right on the track. You're close up. You know, you're near the finish line. You can see all the action right here.
Well, right now, the Preakness forecast is on a lot of people's minds. What's happening here and now? Meteorologist Amy Aronson live at Pimlico Racecourse with a first look. Amy, how's it feeling out there?
You know, a little cool this morning, but at least it's dry for now. Now, we do have some small shower chances, but for Preakness tomorrow, the weather's actually on our side this year for a change. We've had several soggy, muddy Preaknesses, but this year looks the extreme opposite. Instead, it's going to be nice and mild. We'll enjoy a nice, healthy mix of sun and clouds from start to finish. Very limited rain chances as we head through the day tomorrow. We'll start off with temperatures in the very mild mid-70s as we head through the afternoon. We will see those numbers warm up into the upper 70s and eventually peak in the low 80s tomorrow. So tomorrow looks great. If we take a look at that full weekend planner, you'll notice the 2 other days do include some small risks for some scattered showers and storms. We'll start with today for Black-Eyed Susan Day. We could see a spot shower this morning. As we head through the afternoon, we then introduce that chance for a thunderstorm, but they will be very scattered in fashion. So today is far from a washout, and it ends up nice and warm with highs ending up in the low 80s. Preakness Day looks mostly dry. We'll spend that day in the upper 70s, and then for Sunday, as everything comes to a close, of course, and Preakness will be officially over by that point, it looks like it's going to be even warmer for the end of your weekend. An increased chance for some scattered showers and storms, but we will see those numbers climb and soar well into the mid 80s. Now, meteorologist Jonathan Myers is in studio, and he's got a closer look at that forecast. He's going to time everything out for you hour by hour.
Yeah, and Amy, a dark look there at Pimlico this morning. But once the sun does come up, we're going to be greeted by a few clouds. Notice there are some showers from Montreal, Quebec, all the way back to Pittsburgh. And it's this batch that's going to come up and over the Appalachians that could provide, you see some of that rain moving towards the Appalachians, a morning shower for us, and then maybe even a rumble of afternoon thunder before, actually, as Amy was saying there, Preakness is shaping up pretty good. 54 degrees now, mostly cloudy skies. It's a comfortable start. Winds are calm. Humidity is at 93%. Dew points in the 50s. So, again, relatively comfortable to begin there. Your showers and even those rumbles of thunder looks a lot worse in the Ohio Valley than it's going to be by the time it gets here. But let's plan things out for you, why don't we? Future scan this morning, 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. There's that batch of rain. Again, that's around West Virginia and the Appalachians. Here in Baltimore, you'll see those clouds increase. So today, again, we'll see a mix of clouds and some sun. Again, here's the risk of some showers. I know a lot of stuff gets off early here on Black-Eyed Susan Day over at Pimlico. And we will see, again, that risk of a shower this morning. They're about, say, 9, 10 o'clock. By noontime, a few showers south and east and into the afternoon. Racing looks pretty good, although, again, I would have the rain gear handy because you see a couple of those spot thunderstorms building, especially up towards the state line by 5 p.m. So very well may end up being a primarily dry day, but it may look threatening from time to time, and there is that risk of a pop-up thunderstorm. Now, as you work into Saturday for early in the day on Preakness, and I believe the gates open at about 9 a.m., we'll just see some clouds. And look at this, noontime and beyond. Rain stays out to the west. You actually see south of the city, this computer model is putting in a couple of thunderstorms, but other computer models that I've taken a look at this morning have had no chance of rain. So I've actually removed the chance of rain for tomorrow. So hour by hour forecast today starts in the 50s, ends in the 70s to near 80 degrees. Your 7-day forecast for today, 81, 30% chance of spotty showers and storms. Again, maybe an outside risk, but less than a 20% chance of rain on Saturday. 78 for Preakness, 85. Few storms on Sunday. Those lasted to Monday. Then it dries out, goes back into the 70s to near 80 into early next week. Not a bad Preakness weekend. Now, Candace Olds here with our traffic hit.
All right, looking forward to it. As far as the roadways are concerned, right now, nice and calm, but keep in mind we will have those road closures right around the Pimlico stretch. So the southbound side of the JFX that ramped the eastbound side of Northern Parkway expected to shut down around 6 o'clock this morning. You'll want to use Cold Spring Lane from then and really throughout the weekend, as well as just those closures only continue to mount throughout the day. As far as what's happening out on JFX right now, nothing is going on. It's nice and calm, light activity both directions here, and that's at Northern Parkway leading all the way downtown. Speaking of the commute through Baltimore, out along 95, no issues. O'Donnell Street up towards 395, making the push down towards the Beltway. Let's get a check of mass transit. Mark Jones from the MTA. Hello, Mark.
Good morning, Candace. Good morning, everyone. Out there for the start on the MARC train system, you'll find Penn Train 403 operating with about a 2-minute delay right now, running a couple minutes late. So be aware of that in your travels. The other trains and lines of MARC are on time for the commute start. Light rail link keeping to the timetable, both directions on time service there, and Metro subway link operating on time for service between Owings Mills and Hopkins Station. For the MTA Transit team, I'm Mark John.
Thanks so much, Mark. Let's turn a pick over to you.
Thank you, Candace. We are kicking off the Preakness weekend this morning. Ahead, we're live at Pimlico with all the fun activities happening ahead of the big race. Plus, parents and educators in Harford County are making their final plea to save 150 teacher jobs when local leaders will vote on those proposed budget cuts. And a Maryland teacher continues in Jeopardy's teacher tournament final. She's rocking it. Hear how her students are keeping her motivated. 4:52 now. You're watching Fox 45 Early Edition. It's 4:55, and in your morning rush, Baltimore City Police are trying to identify a woman whose body was found last weekend in Northwest Baltimore. They say the woman was found inside a shopping cart on Clark's Lane, right near the Lane Gardens Apartments dumpster. Anyone who might have seen that cart being pushed or with any other information should call Metro Crime Stoppers. Well, still unanswered questions after investigators from the Baltimore City Inspector General's office raided 2 Department of Public Works offices. The investigation started around 9 yesterday morning and lasted until noon. It's unclear what the investigators were looking for and what was removed. We are told the search has nothing to do with the investigation of Mayor Pugh and her book deals. The search comes nearly 5 years after a series of guilty pleas related to a bribery scheme that centered on another trash facility. City workers and trash haulers were accused of cheating the city out of nearly $7 million. According to the federal indictment, private trash haulers bribed City Public Works employees at the Quarantine Road landfill, paying them cash instead of paying the city fees. A Towson man has pled guilty to defrauding people across the country in the biggest Ponzi scheme ever prosecuted in Maryland. Prosecutors say 53-year-old Kevin Merrill and 2 others billed $394 million from hundreds of victims who thought they were investing in consumer debt portfolios under the name Delmarva Capital LLC. Instead, Merrill and his cohorts were purchasing lavish homes and luxury cars. He is currently being held in federal custody. Harford County schools could potentially lose dozens of teachers through budget cuts, and now the controversial budget is in the hands of County Council. Yesterday was the final public hearing on the matter before the council's vote. Parents, teachers, and students are upset over the proposal to eliminate more than 100 jobs.
Harford County's strength is in our schools. They're not being adequately funded. Homeowners who drive the economy, who vote for elected officials, are fed up.
When your solution is to slash and burn, all you do is weaken an organization till it crumbles. But we can start to fix this.
The council president says the vote on the proposed budget will be sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
We thought it was just going to be a few fish in the neighborhood here and there, and as it turns out, it's been all over the neighborhood. Yeah, several houses have more than one.
Interesting. Some unusual lawn decorations popping up in Towson. You might have seen these in the Knollwood neighborhood. They are Japanese koi fish streamers called konobori. These are in honor of 10-year-old Andrew Mercier. Andrew was diagnosed with leukemia just before Easter. He's been in the hospital fighting infection since then, but he just got home yesterday. Over the last few weeks, neighbors wanted to show their support, so they hung the streamers in all of their yards. Koi are known for swimming upstream, fighting and overcoming obstacles.
Fish fighting upstream, and that's what our little boy's doing. But he's doing a great job.
So meaningful to us now too as well, and we'll have it forever, but I feel like it just, when we look at it, we know that you know, it stands for a sense of hope, you know, and comfort and support.
From the whole community there, it's beautiful. Andrew is going to be fighting this for the next few months and possibly even years. We wish him well. Well, in addition to the fish, Andrew has also been receiving notes of support and encouragement from around the country now. He has his own P.O. box. His address is on your screen if you'd like to send him a letter and wish him well. Well, it is now day 2 of the Jeopardy Teachers Tournament Finals. If you've been watching, Sarah Del Fiano, a music teacher from Lanham, is in 3rd place after last night. She shared with Alex Trebek how her students are keeping her motivated.
We see some of the students cheering on their teachers. How did your students inspire you for this tournament?
Post-it notes, Alex.
Really?
I have them here. They left them all over my classroom.
Oh, gosh.
With facts about everything that they know about. And they just left them everywhere around my classroom.
Oh, very thoughtful. Well, you can see the Teachers Tournament finale tonight at 7 right here on Fox 45. Over the next couple of hours, I'm going to be following breaking developments on a fight over border wall funding. I'll tell you more about the lawsuits expected to come up in federal court today and the billions of dollars already being spent to build that southern border wall. Fox 45 Early Edition continues right now with Tom and Patrice.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 Early Edition.
This morning, we are kicking off celebrations for Preakness weekend, finally here.
That's right. In fact, just 4 hours from right now, thousands of fans will be galloping to Pimlico for Black-Eyed Susan Day when it opens at 9. And we have live team coverage all morning long from Pimlico. Amy Aronson has your race day forecast.
Ladies.
Look at the hats.
Look at them. Amber Miller showing us all the fun that is happening at the racetrack. We're going to check in with these beautiful ladies in just a couple of minutes. Good morning to all of you on this Friday, May 17th. I'm Patrice Sanders.
And I'm Tom Rogers. Do you see that? What was on Amber's wrist right there? The passes. So we're getting a new look at some of the passes that we have.
Oh, I
yeah, a little bit different than years past.
I was all on the hat.
Yeah, and she had the what is that? The model wave or something?
Wave.
Yeah, the Queen wave. Yeah, so she had that, and she had the bracelet right there. So we're going to find out exactly what that's like. We have your traffic and weather, though, together every 10 minutes.
We've got Candace looking at the roadways, but let's get over to Jonathan Myers because it is the forecast that is all important today.
Always this time of year can be touch and go. And actually, I would say if I were to score this, I'd say an A- forecast for this weekend. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here on the HT radar. There's some rain north, and there's a batch of rain and thunderstorms out to the west. That could give us a threat of a couple of showers today. BWI at 56, low to mid 60s, Inner Harbor and Annapolis, 50s at Westminster and Columbia. And early this morning, notice the rain approaching from the west, kind of breaking up at 9 a.m. And then as we head through the races today, there's not a whole lot of rain here, but there could be a spot shower or storm popping this afternoon. You see it up there toward Bel Air and Cecil County. I'm going to give you the forecast hour by hour for Black-Eyed Susan Day coming up in 10 minutes.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. Keep in mind, we are going to have that extra heavy volume right around Pimlico today. And starting at 6 a.m., you will find the ramp from the southbound side of the JFX onto the eastbound side of Northern Parkway will be blocked. Now, you could always use Cold Spring instead. As far as the JFX right now, no problems to report northbound and the southbound side heading all the way downtown. Over to you.
Thank you, Candace. 5:02, it's the very best in thoroughbred horse racing. The 144th running of the Preakness Stakes just one day away. But before we get to the middle jewel of the Triple Crown, ladies, it's time for your ultimate girls' day out.
Today's a lot of fun. Amber Miller live from Pimlico Racecourse as we count down to the 95th running of the Black-Eyed Susan Stakes. Amber.
That's exactly right, and we are so ready this morning. I have my hat on, my dress, and my blazer, hoping to be able to look up to the part today because we are going to see some high fashion. We're going to see some jaw-dropping hats. We're right here at the stables this morning. We see a couple of horses out so far this morning at Pimlico Racetrack, up early in the morning, preparing for what is going to be indeed a spectacular day. Black-Eyed Susan Day post time is 4:48 this afternoon, but you don't have to wait until then to come out and enjoy everything that there is to offer this morning. Sunrise tours kick off at 6 this morning, and then there are things to do throughout today. And while the potential for a Triple Crown winner tomorrow, because of course we're always looking forward to tomorrow, is no longer an option, it's still expected to be a race to remember, with the favorite horse being Improbable. We've been talking about that horse for weeks now, and so we're going to see what that horse can do tomorrow. But first, we have Black-Eyed Susan Day, the fillies, post time 4:48 this afternoon. So we are here, we are in place, and we are expecting a wonderful day. The weather is great. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so used to having my umbrella in hand when I come to report on Black-Eyed Susan Day. My umbrella is in my bag just in case, but I'm hoping it stays right there and that this will be all I need today. Gonna go ahead and send them back to you guys.
Nothing to mess up that fashion statement, Amber. All right. Well, if you are planning to head out to Pimlico, there are a few things you are not allowed to bring with you. Topping the list of banned items, no outside food or drinks of any kind are allowed. Also on that list, no frisbees, no drones, no water bladders or oversized bags.
Now, the celebrations will continue tonight with a big party and fireworks that are taking place at the Inner Harbor ahead of the music, dancing, and food that starts tonight at 5. Now, this morning, crews will be loading up the fireworks on a barge in the Inner Harbor. The 10-minute fireworks display presented by the Maryland Jockey Club. The fireworks start at 9. We're told the finale features low-level fireworks, meaning the best way to see them is right standing alongside the Inner Harbor. Whether you are dressing up or heading to the track or just hanging out at home, we want to see how you're celebrating Preakness weekend. In fact, send us in your pictures by opening up your Fox 45 News app and select Chime In from the Explore list. You can also go to our website, foxbaltimore.com/chime-in.
5:05 and new this morning, Maryland is filing charges trying to hold the owners of OxyContin accountable for their role in the opioid crisis. The state is joining 4 other states taking legal action. Attorney General Brian Frosch says the charges accuse the owners and former directors of Purdue Pharma of misleading doctors, patients, and others about the appropriate uses, risks, and safety of opioids.
Well, 348 people have died from drug overdoses in Baltimore County just last year. Now, County Executive Johnny Olszewski says he's forming a task force to address the opioid crisis, while critics say another task force is not the answer. Officials say public input will be used to develop recommendations.
This work group will explore that among many other issues and provide recommendations about how we can both provide additional treatment on demand, more residential treatment, but also how we do it effectively.
People are dying in Baltimore County. We have the second highest overdose rate in the state. People need help. It's very simple. You don't need a panel of experts to tell you that the county needs treatment.
Well, the task force will hold 2 public meetings where people can come and share their ideas. There's also an online survey available that's right now. You can go there. You can find that link right on our website, foxbaltimore.com/newslinks. 5:06, and we have some breaking developments surrounding funding for President's border wall.
Megan Gillen live from our Breaking News Center with the court action expected to get underway in just a few hours. Megan.
Yeah, today's a big day. We are hearing that a federal judge in California is actually scheduled to hear arguments in 2 cases that seek to block the White House from spending defense and Treasury Department money on a U.S.-Mexico border wall. That wall, which is already under construction, is expected to cost billions of dollars, money the president secured under his declaration of a national emergency. But it still needs to get past the courts. Even with these lawsuits pending, though, the money is already moving. The Defense Department transferred $1 billion to border wall construction in March, another $1.5 billion last week. The acting defense secretary could decide as soon as Wednesday whether to transfer an additional $3.6 billion. While critics believe the president's emergency declaration was an illegal attempt to ignore Congress, the administration argues that the president is protecting national security interests as unprecedented numbers of Central American asylum-seeking families arrive at the U.S. border with Mexico. We're going to keep you posted as today's court proceedings begin. Tom and Patrice, back to you.
Thank you, Megan. Fights over city water bills, they are heating up.
The solution Baltimore's new city council president is proposing.
And we have showers and thunderstorms on the radar approaching from the west. I'll let you know if that's going to be affecting your Black-Eyed Susan Day or Preakness Saturday. Coming up in my Weather Authority forecast in just 2 minutes. Time now, 5:08. You're watching Fox, watching Fox 45 Early Edition. Time right now is about 5:11, and it is Black-Eyed Susan Day today. Let's go ahead and take a look at that forecast hour by hour. Things open up 9 a.m., 64, 75 at noontime. Clouds and some sun and warm. There could be a stray shower this morning. Do keep that in mind. You may want to have that rain gear handy in case. 5 p.m. for post time. I believe it's 4:48 is the big race. 79 degrees, and again, there's clouds, some sun, and just a spot storm. So most of the day should be dry. We got your Preakness forecast and team coverage coming up in 10 minutes.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. Overall, a decent Friday morning commute. Keep in mind, it's going to be extra busy right around Pimlico today. And so because of that, some road closures around the immediate area and that ramp out along the JFX southbound side onto the eastbound side of Northern Parkway starting at 6 a.m. will be blocked. Could always use Cold Spring instead. Back over to you.
Thank you, Candace. Looking ahead, it's almost pool season. Or some of my neighbors already have it open. Ahead, why many Americans are taking a dip for more than just recreation.
Plus, a former Army intelligence analyst is back behind bars. Why Chelsea Manning may also have to pay up this time.
And dry and cool this morning at the stables here at Pimlico, but we could see a shower or storm before the day is up. I'll explain exactly when that happens and what to expect for Preakness tomorrow in a couple of minutes. You're watching Fox 45 Early Edition.
.15 and happening now, holding the city accountable for how it's handling water bills.
Now, Elijah Westbrook live from City Hall this morning with a plan to fix the billing problems and help people pay what they actually owe. Elijah.
Yeah, that's right. Well, a meeting held right here at City Hall yesterday had people really upset over their water bills. However, if this bill is passed by Jack Young, it is expected to change all of that. The bill is called the Water Accountability and Equity Act. We're told the bill would establish an income-based water for all affordability program for low-income residents and create a fair process for customers who need to resolve billing issues. In fact, it was introduced by Mayor Young last December and co-sponsored by everyone on City Council.
Up to this date, I've been using 200-some gallons of water per day. They've been billing me for 700, 800, 900 gallons of water per day.
The Water and Accountability and Equity Act will bring much of the needed change and will codify a new way of running our water system.
As of this morning, there was no action taken on the measure by City Council. However, if passed, we're told it will not only cap water bills based on income, but also provide customers an opportunity to address incorrect water bills with the Office of Water Customer Advocacy and Appeals. That's the very latest here at City Hall. I'm Elijah Westbrook, Fox 45 Early Edition.
We are heading back to the action at Pimlico with a look at the weather out there. There's a lot of people are going to be heading there today.
It's all about the fashion today and tomorrow,
And the
really.
weather plays a big part in that and how
Yeah,
it can
plus
be
some
fashionable.
horses running around the track. Meteorologist Amy Aronson live at the track with your Preakness forecast.
Yeah, exactly, guys. It's dry and cool this morning, but we do have a few changes to let you know about if you are headed out here either later today or tomorrow. So let's start off with that all-important Preakness forecast. For the first time in a couple of years, we are looking at a mostly dry Preakness forecast. We'll start off with a nice mix of clouds and sun. Temperatures will begin in the very mild mid-70s. As we head through the afternoon, although we can't rule out a spot shower, especially south of the city, I think we should remain mostly dry and very warm. Temperatures will warm their way into the upper 70s. And as we head through the end of the day, that's going to continue to be the case, remaining mostly rain-free and very mild, with temperatures remaining in the mid and upper 70s. If we take a look at how the rest of the weekend forecast plays out, we could see a spot shower this morning, followed by an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon. Today ends up nice and warm, with highs in the low 80s for Black-Eyed Susan Day. Tomorrow looks mostly dry, although we can't rule out a spot shower. We should just enjoy a nice mix of sun and clouds with highs in the upper 70s. And then Sunday's actually the warmest day of the pack, so once Preakness is all over, we are warming right up into the mid-80s. Little taste of summer there for the end of the weekend, but with that taste of summer comes that risk for some scattered showers and storms, especially Sunday afternoon. Now, meteorologist Jonathan Maris is in studio, and he's got a closer look at the timing of those scattered showers and storms, not only today, but also on Sunday. Jonathan?
All right, Amy, and looking good out there. And we are actually tracking some of those showers and rumbles of thunder that are well to the north, up around Ottawa and Montreal. As you head your way toward Indianapolis and Lexington, there's another batch, and this is the batch that, if you remember Amy saying, there could be the potential of an isolated shower this morning. These could provide that isolated shower chance for Black-Eyed Susan Day, although a lot of it's going to fall apart by the time it gets here. So rain chances are pretty slim. Then there could also be in the warmth of the day a pop-up thunderstorm this afternoon. So I'd have rain gear handy, maybe a slicker handy or someplace to go under a covering or whatnot. But it does not by any means look like a whole lot of rain in terms of time, nor in terms of amount. And actually, much of the day may be just plain old rain-free and warm. 56 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Now, as you take a look there at the Toyota East Union Harbor Skycam weather map shows, again, some showers and even some pretty nasty-looking thunderstorms over the Ohio Valley. There's a warm front that's heading at us, and that's going to mean warmer temperatures for today. Notice 6 to 7:30 a.m. There's the rain around 81, pulls east by 9 a.m. Of course, is when things really start to open up here at Black-Eyed Susan Day. Up toward Westminster, Frederick could see a stray shower. They kind of split around the city through lunchtime, leaving us with a mixture of clouds and some sun, kind of a partly to mostly cloudy day, maybe a little weight on the mostly cloudy. And then by 2:30, looks quiet, but by about 5 o'clock, we got the post time for the big race there. I believe it's 4:48 this afternoon, and there could be a spot shower, maybe a rumble of thunder there. Into the overnight hours tonight and early tomorrow morning, dries out. But as we head into Saturday for Preakness, all the way through much of the day, it looks just dry and warm. Although you see this one little shower kind of coming through Laurel and Columbia. We'll put in maybe a less than 20% chance of rain. But I really think most of, not all the day, going to be dry. Temperature is going to be in the 50s to around 60 this morning, working to near 80 this afternoon. Again, a 30% chance of spot showers and storms today, 81. Good looking day here on Saturday for Preakness, 78, 85. Better chance of thunderstorms moving in Sunday, Monday with a cold front before drying out into next week. Candace.
All right, thanks so much, Jonathan. So, of course, we do have those road closures right around the Pimlico stretch. So, some of those roads just in the immediate area, meaning Rogers Avenue, right near Winter Avenue, Winter around Hayward Avenue. For a complete list of everything that you need to know, you can always head on over to our website, foxbaltimore.com. As far as what's happening right now, it's nice and quiet. Here's a live look at the JFX traveling northbound and the southbound side, and you will find a decent ride making that push all the way downtown. No problems to report out along 95 from the Fort McHenry Tunnel down through 395 and up towards the Beltway. Let's get a check of mass transit. Mark Jones from the MTA. Hello, Mark.
Good morning, Candace. Good morning, everyone out there on the MARC train system. You'll find the Camden and Penn lines operating on time, but on the Brunswick line, Brunswick train 890 running a couple minutes late. Out there on Light Rail Link for your Friday stretch, you'll find on-time service from end to end and Metro Subway Link. If that's your ride, looking good for travel there between Owings Mills and Hopkins Station. For the MTA Transit Team, I'm Mark Jones.
Thanks so much, Mark. Let's turn it back over to you.
New details in a deadly fire in Edgewood. As investigators continue to search for a cause, we're learning more about the victims who passed away.
Plus, we're following breaking developments about border wall funding ahead of the lawsuits that could hold up some money and the billions of dollars that are already being spent.
And Preakness fever taking over in Baltimore. The horses who could give favorite Improbable the biggest challenge. 522, you're watching Fox 45 Early Edition. .524 is the time, and we are 1 day away from the 144th running of the Preakness Stakes. This morning, Improbable remains the favorite, but 12 other horses will also be looking to win the second leg of the Triple Crown. That includes Maryland-bred horse Always Mining. He's won his last 6 races, and it also includes War of Will. He finished 7th at the Derby.
You know, so much has been said. We don't have the Derby winner. We don't have a lot of the runners up, but this is the Preakness. The Preakness is the Preakness, and I want to win it.
Post time for tomorrow's race is 6:48.
Orioles, we all know they are struggling. They've lost 7 of their last 8 games, and last night, pitching, it was a problem. Yeah, the Birds jumped out to a 5-1 lead, then things fell apart. First, it was Jason Kipnis hitting his second homer of the game to cut into that lead. Then in the 6th inning, the Indians take the lead for good, and they just pile it on, winning 14-7. Game 2 tonight, first pitch, 7:10. Now, the Ravens are bringing back Pernell McPhee on a 1-year deal. You remember they drafted him in 2011. He spent 4 seasons here in Baltimore before signing a big deal with the Bears. McPhee is expected to replace defensive lineman Zadarius Smith, who just signed a deal with the Green Bay Packers.
Well, the Golden State Warriors keep chugging along. They are now 2 wins away from getting back to the NBA Finals for a 5th consecutive season. Steph Curry continuing to lead the way. He scored 37 points in last night's 114-111 win. Game 3 set for tomorrow in Portland. Well, we are looking ahead to your weekend forecast. Meteorologist Jonathan Myers tracking how warm it will get.
And you see the stack of hay right there and some horses moving into some stalls. Yeah, you're taking a live look from Pimlico, where Amy Aronson is all morning long. She's at the stables giving us our Preakness forecast. 526 is your time.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 Early Edition.
Look at there. 5:29 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 45 Early Edition on this Friday morning. You're taking a live look there out at Pimlico Racecourse. I think they said this is stable 53. Well, in just a few hours, the horses are going to be out on the track. You see some may have already gone to the track or maybe just coming out for a walk. They're getting ready. It's a big day. It's Black-Eyed Susan Day.
It is. I mean, the excitement has really built now, where these races are already starting to take place. In fact, it's less than 4 hours. We're talking about 3 hours and 30 minutes this morning is when the gates open. And then at 11:30 this morning, we have some races starting. So we're bringing you live team coverage from the stables, near the stables, and also near the racetrack, too.
Well, good morning to all of you. I'm Patrice Sanders.
And I'm Tom Rogers. First, we have your traffic and weather, though. We do that together every 10 minutes.
Candace Dole keeping an eye on the commute and all the traffic around Pimlico. Jonathan Myers giving us that ever-important forecast.
Yeah, and I've been out there before in the morning, before Black-Eyed Susan Day starts, and the excitement is palpable. Really, just the beginning of a fascinating, wonderful weekend here in Baltimore. And HD radar shows us that we've got rain up toward northern New York State. There are some showers and storms approaching West Virginia. And actually, a couple of those showers could make their way in this morning as we begin racing today. It's 56 now at BWI and temperatures near 60 downtown. So as we start Black-Eyed Susan Day, actually, it's comfortable. Temperature is going to be a warm one this afternoon. Notice the rain approaching from the west breaks up as it moves up and over the Blue Ridge Mountains. There could be a spot shower, again, as racing begins just after about, say, 10 o'clock in the morning. Then by noon, a little break, but a couple more thunderstorms could pop later on this afternoon. We've got that future scan for you coming up in my full forecast. We've got team coverage with Amy Aronson.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. Of course, some road closures that you'll find right around Pimlico, and that includes Rogers Avenue, right at Winter Avenue, Winter at Hayward. There's a complete list of everything that you need to know. It's on our website, foxbaltimore.com. As far as what's happening right now, out along the JFX, nothing is going on. Northbound, southbound side, nice and quiet, leading downtown. Back over to you.
Thank you, Candace. We're jumping ahead. 24 hours of running of the 144th Preakness Stakes, officially 1 day away.
Amber Miller already live there at Pimlico Racecourse as the countdown to the middle jewel of the Triple Crown begins. And it all begins today with Black Eyed Susan Day.
That's right. Today is the ultimate girls' day out. We're going to see high fashion. We're going to see hats. It is going to be a beautiful day weather-wise. Thank goodness for that. But let's skip ahead to tomorrow, the big day, the 144th running of the Preakness Stakes. We're here with Ron Nicoletti. And Ron, you are a handicapper. And Ron, you're going to let folks know which horses they should be looking out for. And who do you think are the top contenders? Do you want to start with Black Eyed Susan Day or start with Preakness?
Well, let's start with the Black Eyed Susan Day.
Okay, so the fillies today.
Yeah, and that is today. And there's a horse that's aptly named in there, and that's always shopping. You're talking about Women's Day. But I think the horse to beat in there is a horse called Cookie Dough. And Cookie Dough comes up from Florida, has run very well in graded stakes company, and has speed. So I think this horse is going to go to the lead, and I think has a big shot. Always shopping, comes into the race with 2 wins at this distance of the Black Eyed Susan of 1 mile and 1/8, so 2 in a row, and has run exceptionally well. So I'm looking for Cookie Dough.
Okay.
Hope it doesn't.
I'm looking for Cookie Dough too. I mean, I'm talking about another type of Cookie Dough, but we'll go with the horse as well.
well, we hope Cookie Dough doesn't crumble in the stretch.
Yes, you don't want that. You don't want that.
But Cookie Dough and Always Shopping are the 2 I like in there.
Okay, so post for that is 4:48 tonight, this evening. Tomorrow, 6:48 is post for Preakness. What are we looking at there? Everyone's saying improbable. Do you agree?
Well, no. I got the horse on my ticket improbable at 5-2 of morning line favorite, but I'm going with Always Mining, who's the local horse trained by Kelly Rubley. She'll become the first woman ever to win a Triple Crown race. The horse is coming into the race with 6 consecutive victories, including a victory at Laurel in the Federico Tessio. And I just think this horse coming in with just being the horse. Improbable probably sit a nice trip behind the speed of Always Mining, but Always Mining to me just going so well, and it's just a great story. You know, former teacher from upstate New York coming and being the first woman to win the Preakness Stakes is pretty awesome, is right.
All right, Ron. Well, you heard it from the experts, so take some of that advice and maybe a bit of luck and see what happens today and tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be betting.
All right. He'll be betting. Going to go ahead and send it on back to you guys.
All right, Amber. Well, excitement, as you can see, building ahead of the races at Pimlico. And fans from out of town already here as well. That group includes a group from New Zealand who traveled nearly 9,000 miles to get here. Those diehard fans include George Simon, who calls races for a horse track in that country.
We followed the Kentucky Derby and the Triple Crown Series for many years back home, and the opportunity arose to come over here and to watch the Preakness on Saturday, watch the Belmont in a couple of weeks' time.
Simon says he's heard stories about the possibility the Preakness could eventually move to Laurel, and he thinks that would be a shame.
Well, we want to see your Preakness pictures and videos. Send in your pictures by opening up your Fox 45 News app and then select Chime In from the Explorer list. You can also just go to our website, foxbaltimore.com/chime in.
5:35 and new this morning, we are learning the names of some of the victims in a deadly fire in Edgewood. The Harford County Sheriff's Office says 57-year-old Ernest Lee and 47-year-old Kimberly Shoup were killed in the fire last week. The third victim has not yet been identified. The fire on Simmons Court and Brookside Drive also injured 3 others. Officials say the victims were all renting rooms in that home. The cause of the fire still under investigation.
Harford County schools could potentially cut dozens of teaching jobs, and now the controversial budget is in the hands of County Council. Yesterday was that final public hearing on the matter before the council's vote. Parents, teachers, students, they're upset over the proposal to possibly eliminate more than 100 jobs.
Harford County's strength is in our schools. They're not being adequately funded. Homeowners who drive the economy, who vote for elected officials, are fed up.
When your solution is to slash and burn, all you do is weaken an organization till it crumbles. But we can start to fix this.
Well, the council president says the vote on the proposed budget will be sometime in the next 3 weeks. 5:36, and we have some breaking developments surrounding funding for the president's border wall.
Megan Gillen live from our Breaking News Center with the court action expected to get underway in just a few hours. Megan.
Yeah, this is all happening today. We are hearing, take a look, a federal judge in California scheduled to hear arguments in 2 cases that are seeking to block the White House from really spending the Defense and Treasury Department's money on a U.S.-Mexico border wall. That wall, by the way, is already under construction. It's expected to cost billions of dollars, money the president secured under his declaration of a national emergency. But it still needs to get past the courts. Even with these lawsuits pending, though, the money is already moving forward. The Defense Department transferring $1 billion to border wall construction in March, another $1.5 billion last week. The acting defense secretary could decide as soon as Wednesday whether to transfer an additional $3.6 billion. So things are moving forward. Critics, though, believe that the president's emergency declaration was an illegal attempt to ignore Congress. But the administration is arguing back that the president is trying to protect national security interests as unprecedented numbers of Central American asylum-seeking families arrive at the U.S. border with Mexico. We're going to keep you posted as today's court proceedings begin. Tom and Patrice, back to you.
Another raid in Baltimore. City inspectors targeting 2 landfill drop-off centers. What the investigation has nothing to do with.
Plus, showers are on the way, but will they stick around for tomorrow's Preakness? Look at that sunshine right now. My goodness, it's Friday, and we are excited about this incredible weekend ahead. 5:38's the time.
Time right now is 5:40, and we've got some warm temperatures on the way forward today for Black-Eyed Susan Day, but also a risk of a shower this morning. 64 degrees at 9 a.m. noontime. We're at 75 and could see some showers and storms as we head toward about 5 p.m. as temperatures make it too close to 80 degrees. We're going to take you to the track. Amy Aronson's there this morning. That's in our Weather Authority forecast. Team coverage for Preakness in 10 minutes.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. We do have those road closures right around Pimlico that you will find today and throughout the weekend as well. So just keep in mind right around Rogers Avenue and Winter, and then Winter shut down right at Hayward Avenue. Complete list of everything that you need to know on our website, foxbaltimore.com. As far as the 83s right now, no problems to report on the JFX, and so far smooth sailing out along the Harrisburg Expressway. Just starting to see that congestion on the southbound side here at Padonia Road. Back over to you.
541 in your Health Watch. If you are looking for some fruits to add to your diet, the Centers for Disease Control has released their list of the top 5 most nutrient-rich fruits, and they are lemons, strawberries, oranges, limes, and pink or red grapefruit. Nutritionists say it's also important to pay attention to a fruit's ripeness. Ripe fruits and berries offer more antioxidants than fruits that aren't quite ready. Coming up, many Game of Thrones fans are getting ready for the series finale, but the service one online site is offering them to help them cope with the fact that the series is over.
A cool and dry morning here at Pimlico, but there is a small risk for some spot showers, even a couple of thunderstorms. I'll explain exactly when that happens today and what to expect for Preakness in a couple of minutes. You're watching Fox 45 Early Edition.
5:45 and happening now, a battle over water bills. It's playing out at City Hall, and it could end with big changes in the billing process.
Elijah Westbrook live downtown this morning with more on what's next now. Elijah.
Yeah, that's right. Well, a meeting held here at City Hall yesterday had people fuming over their inaccurate water bills. However, a new bill introduced by Mayor Jack Young is expected to correct and address those problems. The bill is called the Water Accountability and Equity Act. We're told the bill would establish an income-based Water for All affordability program for low-income residents and create a fair process for customers who need to resolve billing issues. It was introduced by Mayor Young last December and co-sponsored by everyone on City Council. It's a bill many during yesterday's meeting are in support of after council members got an earful from impacted customers over the inaccuracies on their water bills.
I have a $5,000 water bill right now, And I'm going to tell you what, I refuse to give DPW any of my money because it's like I'm paying somebody to rob me.
Why isn't the system correct? Why is the computers correct?
Now, at this point, the bill will have to get voted on. If passed, we're told it'll not only cap water bills based on income, but also provide customers an opportunity to address incorrect water bills with the Office of Water Customer Advocacy and Appeals. As of this morning, City Council took no action on the measure. That's the very latest here at City Hall. I'm Elijah Westbrook, Fox 45, Early Edition.
It's 5:46, and we are heading back to the action at Pimlico with a look at the weather and what it will bring for the weekend.
That's right. We have a couple of hats out there this morning, and one person that's wearing a hat is our meteorologist, Amy Aronson. She's live right near the stables with their Preakness forecast. Amy.
Yeah, guys, that's right. Got my hat on. I wanted to show you the back right now. You can see it says, hold your horses. So I'm prepared for Black-Eyed Season Day for Preakness. Also, if we get a spot shower later today, I'm prepared for that. So let's jump right into that weather forecast. We just saw the sunrise here at Pimlico. Beautiful start to the day. Dry, but also cool. As the day continues, we could see a spot shower or storm, but not really the case tomorrow. So we're going to start off with that Preakness planner forecast. As you can see, a mostly dry day ahead of us tomorrow, which is great news after several very soggy Preaknesses. Now, we could see a spot shower to the south of the city, but I think here at Pimlico, we should remain nice and rain-free. It's also going to be warm. We'll start off in the mid-70s. We warm up into the mid-70s during the afternoon, and as the day continues, we're going to stay in the mid to upper 70s. If we take a look at the rest of the weekend forecast, and that includes what we're expecting today for Black-Eyed Susan Day, it's going to be warm. We've actually got that summer feel by this afternoon with temperatures heating up into the low 80s. We do throw in that risk for a spot shower this morning, followed by an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon. Tomorrow in the middle there, we squeeze in one mostly dry day, but then on Sunday, we reintroduce that threat for some scattered afternoon showers and storms. But Sunday ends up being the warmest day of the pack. So as Preakness is officially over on Sunday, it's going to be nice and warm with highs heating up into the mid-80s. Now, meteorologist Jonathan Maris is in studio, and he's got a closer look at the timing of all those showers and storms through the course of the weekend. Jonathan?
Yeah, and what you were talking about in your forecast there, Amy, is what we've got here on the radar. Those showers are to our north, and we've got some thunderstorms that are east of Indianapolis. This stuff is really bad looking, but the thing is, once it comes up and over the mountains and gets toward our neck of the woods, it's going to lose a lot of its muster. So it could have a shower today. Could be maybe, say, between about 9 and 11, and then there could be another pop-up thunderstorm this afternoon. But overall, for Preakness weekend, again, I was saying I'd give it maybe a B+, A- for the forecast here. We've had a lot worse. Toyota Eastern Harbor Skycam 56 right now. There's a warm front. It's edging in on us, and that's going to bring in that risk of some of those showers as they come up and over the Appalachians. Again, they will weaken as they do so, and this is what's left behind. By 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning, there's the rain, and then the showers kind of split around us as we begin Black-Eyed Susan Day, and we get into the races toward lunchtime. And it looks like it should be primarily dry, although a mix of clouds and some sun, we'll say. And then a couple more spot showers, maybe a rumble of thunder you see up there near the state line by about 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. As things wrap up into this evening, it looks like skies clear out. But then tomorrow for Preakness, a few more clouds around. We'll call it, again, a mix of clouds and sun. Actually, a pretty comfortable day with about 75 to 80. Notice 2:30, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, there is a little band of showers down to the south toward Columbia and Laurel. But I'm thinking likely that's where it's going to stay. Most likely it's going to be less than a 20% chance of rain tomorrow. And I really think tomorrow does end up dry. Temperatures start in the 50s and 60s. We work to about 81 this afternoon. Tomorrow, a touch less warm, but still you won't even notice the difference. 78, no real chances of rain there. Then a few thunderstorms come back for Sunday, 85, 83 showers of storms Monday, and then it cools off, dries out a little bit, but still in the 70s, at or above average into the middle of next week. So Preakness, Black-Eyed Susan Day could be a lot worse and couldn't be that much better. Now, Candace Sold's here with our traffic ad.
Very good. Looking forward to it. As far as the roadways are concerned, yes, you are going to find those closures right around Pimlico. So certainly Rogers Avenue shut down right at Winter Avenue, Winter blocked at Hayward. For a complete list of everything that you need to know, it's on our website, foxbaltimore.com. As far as the JFX right now, no problems to report. And 83 through Baltimore County, nice and calm. Northbound and the southbound side here through the work zone, right at Padonia Road, and then on the southbound side leading up towards Timonium Road, and eventually up towards towards the Beltway. No issues out along 95 from White Marsh heading down through the Fort McHenry Tunnel and eventually up towards 395. Let's get a check of mass transit. Mark Jones from the MTA. Hello, Mark.
Good morning, Candace. Good morning, everyone. The commute is a good one out there on the MARC train system. You'll find on-time service on the Camden, Penn, and Brunswick lines of MARC. Light rail link right on time in both directions for your Friday stretch. No delays or issues. And Metro Subway looking good on Metro Subway link between Owings Mills and Hopkins Station for your travel. For the MTA Transit team, I'm Mark Jones.
Thanks so much, Mark. Let's turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Candace. Students taking the SATs will soon receive an additional score, and it has nothing to do with the test itself. 5:51 is your time.
.554 in your morning rush. Baltimore City police are trying to identify a woman whose body was found last weekend in northwest Baltimore. They say the woman was found inside a shopping cart on Clark's Lane near the Lane Garden Apartments dumpster. Anyone who may have seen the cart being pushed or have any other information should call Metro Crime Stoppers.
Well, there are still some unanswered questions after investigators from the Baltimore City Inspector General's office raided 2 Department of Public Works offices